they got the metric right and the alignment right, then the problems should be the same. It should be get more good stuff and weed out more bad stuff. And what's happening is that at the lower levels of system accuracy, it's scoring bad stuff as if it's good stuff. So actually, you can imagine having like this component of your system that does nothing but purposefully generates a garbage template. Say, you know, Mr. Fubar at ABC company type company, some garbage event that would actually, and then you could actually have a learning system that determined what the optimal amount of garbage generation is. Now, if the alignment was done right, garbage would always be bad. Would always lower your precision. So that's the main problem.
But I guess what I'm saying is that at the 80% level, the way I would design a rule is, make that rule be anything you like, but never generate bad stuff, never generate garbage. Okay? And aside from that, almost unconstrained or whatever. Whereas at the 20% level, my design criteria would be just the opposite.
I see. Yeah, I guess your rule development never actually kind of works that way, because so at 80% level, again, you're at the tail end of the zip curve, right? The next example, if you were going to take that high precision strategy and write patterns that always worked, they would never match on anything in the test data because they'd be so specific to what you saw on the training data. So what you end up having to do if you want to get any of that tail is to write a looser pattern that's going to get some segment of the tail, but also probably generate output for other stuff that you don't want. I'm not sure if that's answering your question, but it's what you're saying is true, that you might take a different view of how you write your patterns based on what the level of accuracy is of your system. And in fact, my claim is that people were actually doing that, but unknowingly. They didn't know what was happening when they make these changes to their system, but they were being coaxed in a certain behavior by the feedback that they were getting from the metric. Low accuracy, they would write these general loose patterns, and the score would say, hey, these are great patterns. And then, later on, those patterns would be hurting them when they got into higher levels of system